This video is being brought to you free of charge by the advertisers in the show. They welcome you to your new city.
Hi there. On behalf of the Newcomer video, welcome to your new home and your new city. We hope you've had a chance to start exploring your new area, and if you have, great. But even if you haven't, don't worry. That's why we're here to help. New places, new faces, there's plenty of things to do. We'll be introducing you to fine arts and cultural centers and community parks. You'll meet the local sports teams. And to help make your transition a little easier, we'll give you an overview of the local highway systems and point out a few legal things you'll want to take care of. You'll even meet some local sponsors who understand your needs and concerns when it comes to relocating. And to finish up, we'll take a look at some great restaurants. Because if you're anything like me, you're probably in no great rush to start cooking, right? It's all coming up, so stick around. Washington, D.C. is one of the top cities in this country, and with good reason. From its colorful and exciting history to its current position as a center of culture and commerce, Washington, D.C. is a wonderful place. It's no surprise you've decided to make the metropolitan area your new home. So for a close-up look, let's join your Newcomer video correspondent who's ready to tell you all about Washington, D.C., starting with sports.
Sports is brought to you by Service Merchandise, a better way to shop, a better way to save.
I'm Tom Jowers in the heart of Redskins country, the Stadium Store in Washington, D.C. Now that you're a resident of the nation's capital, you're sure to catch Redskins fever. On game days, the place is literally throbbing with burgundy and gold. And in a city of partisan politics, the Redskins provide a unifying moment when everyone agrees. The Redskins are the best, win or lose.
Of course, you may have to watch the Redskins from one of D.C.'s many sports bars. Tickets to the live games at Robert F. Kennedy RFK Stadium are harder to get than a Redskin pigskin, with coveted season tickets passed from generation to generation, and a waiting list as long as a football field. You can get in faster to the U.S. Air Arena in Landover, Maryland. Nothing's faster than the Speeding Bullets basketball games played there, except maybe the hockey games. This arena used to be called the Cap Center, and it's still the place to watch the Washington Capitals slice the ice. Senators come and go every 4 years here, but the Washington Senators baseball team left years ago, never to return. Is the national pastime a thing of the past? Not in Baltimore. Just 45 minutes away, you can still cheer the Orioles at Baltimore's new park, Camden Yards. For college sports, Washington's at the head of the class, and the Georgetown Hoyas are a sure bet for the best in local basketball. Horse lovers can shout themselves hoarse rooting for the thoroughbreds at Laurel Racecourse, or the harness racers at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. And every Sunday, you can watch the polo ponies prance on the Washington Mall. Golfers, you won't have to drive far to find one of the area's 80-plus golf courses, including Potomac's Tournament Players Club, home of the annual Kemper Open. Whatever position you play or bench you warm, Washington has got your number for sports. Call these numbers for more information. When it's time to get out of your armchair and into the action, the D.C. area abounds with recreational activities. Visit Rock Creek Park, a 6,600-acre stretch of green cutting through Maryland and metropolitan Washington. It's one of the nation's largest natural parks where your family can get away without getting out of town. And if tennis is your racket, join the congressmen and commoners who play on the Supreme Courts at Haynes Point in the shadow of the Washington Monument. Nearby, you can paddle away a Sunday afternoon on a paddle boat in the tidal basin, or just upstream, join the water lovers gliding past the Watergate. Washington is a wonderland of water sports with a Potomac right in your backyard. You can row your boat gently up the river, or for more adventure, climb into a kayak and race the rushing rapids. Numerous community centers offer swimming, racquetball, and all sorts of indoor sports. Outdoors, the kids can line up for Little League and take their pick from a vast array of soccer and softball teams. Grown-ups can enlist in the Marine Corps Marathon, one of many D.C. running events looking for a few good men and women to go the distance. So get in the swim of D.C. sports. Call these numbers for more information. Speaking of sports, do you know why the Washington Senators had to forfeit their final game at RFK Stadium? We'll tell you the answer right after this break.
Our philosophy has always been to offer our customers the right product at the right price at the right time. We do that by offering a large selection of name brand merchandise competitively priced every day. Our merchandise is the latest available and offers a wide range of features and prices. Quality, selection, and value are how we prove a commitment of service to our customers.
Service merchandise for everything.
The Washington Senators forfeited their final game because the fans tore up the turf and bases for souvenirs before the game was over.
Services is brought to you by IKEA Home Furnishings. Come see us at Potomac Mills Mall. It's a big country. Someone's got to furnish it.
There's just so much to do here in Washington. I promise we'll come back to the National Archives a little later on. After all, you'll want to see the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, all on permanent display here. Right now, I'd like to take you for a ride on Washington's metro system. It's an easy way to get around town, to see the sights, and to get to work in the morning.
DC's award-winning metro is inexpensive, convenient, air-conditioned, and clean. The fares are complicated, but the fare card system makes it simple. Just slip your magnetic card through the turnstile, and it subtracts the price of your ride. And be sure to get a transfer for a free ride on the extensive Metrobus system. 5 metro lines link the far-flung suburbs of Maryland and Virginia to more than 50 stops in between, from A to Z, the archives to the zoo, or straight to National Airport for a quick flight out. Washington National is 15 minutes from downtown D.C., and that's convenient for the K Street business crowd. Remember, National offers U.S. connections only, but almost every American carrier stops here. The international jet set heads to Dulles, 35 minutes from Washington. You'll need to allow more time at Dulles, since there's a shuttle bus system to take you from the main terminal to outlying hubs for airlines from all over the world. You might prefer Baltimore-Washington International for your trips overseas. BWI is about a 40-minute ride from D.C., a little further away, but a lot less crowded. And for international travel, customs here is less hassle than at most East Coast entries. If you'd rather ride the rails to New York or Atlantic City, head to Union Station, home of Amtrak. Recently restored to its original glory, the grand gold and marble terminal also houses a visitor information center, and so many stylish shops and restaurants that you might miss your train, or maybe decide not to leave after all. To get around the city, you can catch one of D.C.'s 10,000 cabs. They're priced on a zone system rather than meters, making D.C. taxis the best bargain in town.
If you really want to see the sights, I recommend a tour. A variety of tour plans offers a comprehensive, easy way to see the monuments. Sometimes to learn a few secrets about our nation's capital that you wanted to know but were afraid to ask.
Did you know that the Library of Congress is the largest library in the world? It collects 2 copies of every book printed in the world today.
You can learn more about the district's heritage or anything else at one of the area's fine universities. The D.C. area is a bastion of higher education. The Metro Area Consortium of Universities is a cooperative venture of 12 local institutions. If your kids are headed for college, or if you want to continue your education, the consortium can help you choose from more than 15,000 courses and libraries housing over 5 million volumes. Gallaudet is famous worldwide for its programs for the deaf, and it's no surprise that American University is known for its political science, government, and international studies departments. Along with food for your mind, Washington also offers the finest care for your body. The National Institutes of Health lead the way in medical research for our nation. Located in Bethesda, Maryland, NIH maintains hundreds of laboratories, a 540-bed research hospital, and the largest library of medicine in the world. DC's Children's Hospital is one of the highest rated in the country, and the George Washington Medical Center is where President Ronald Reagan was brought after his assassination attempt. The center is known for outstanding hospital care, and it's also a major area employer with more than 3,500 employees. Don't wait for an emergency to call this number and learn more about the area's fine hospitals and medical facilities.
We're here at IKEA today because we just moved.
Yeah, to a much bigger place,
Yes.
and we need a lot of things.
We just moved here from Cleveland.
We can get the rugs, we can get the sofas, we can get the dining table.
My mom wants me to go across the street and introduce myself.
Looking at all the rooms, you get fabulous decorating ideas.
Hi, I'm Zach, the new dork across the street. Do you have any kids my age?
It's really a home decorating center, besides being a furniture store.
Well, Zach, he adjusted pretty well to the move,
Yes,
I think.
he's very comfortable with it.
How you doing there, Zach?
One of the most obvious benefits of living here is its culture. Dance, music, theater. Be sure to take advantage of opportunities like these.
History and Culture is brought to you by Service Merchandise. A better way to shop, a better way to save.
You've heard the saying, the best things in life are free? Well, here in the Washington, D.C. area, they really are free. There are over 100 attractions you don't have to pay a dime to enjoy. Let's start with the granddaddy of them all, the Washington Monument. Now, I realize it doesn't look like much from here, but wait till you see it in person.
At 555 feet, it was the tallest structure in the world when it opened in 1886, and remains the tallest in the district, standing proudly in the center of the mall between the Lincoln Memorial and the Capitol. D.C. is studded with statues, from the Iwo Jima flag raising to the giant awakening at Haines Point. Beat the summer heat with more than 1,000 cool sea creatures at the National Aquarium, the country's oldest. D.C. offers plenty of fun for your youngest, too. Here they'll enjoy painless history lessons aplenty, while you'll be moved by such memorials as the Vietnam Veterans Wall and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington. From the palaces of power to the playful parks, from the peaceful Potomac to the pealing bells of Washington National Cathedral, the nation's capital offers an endless array of adventures. For one fare, you can spend a day hopping on and off a tour bus circling all the monuments on the mall, plus the museums of the Smithsonian Institute, the world's largest complex and the country's most popular attraction. More than 8 million visitors yearly take off from the Air and Space Museum to wing their way through the Smithsonian's 14 buildings. Now that you live here, you can take your time, and you'll need it. If you spent 1 second at each item of the Institute's collection, you'd need 2.5 years of 24-hour viewing to see them all. There's a huge number of sights to see here. These numbers will help you get started. Culture abounds in your new home. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts houses 5 theaters for concert, opera, drama, and movies, presenting performers from all over the world, plus special shows for your kids and concerts by the National Symphony Orchestra. The show's been going on for more than 1.5 centuries at the National Theater, the country's oldest continuously operating stage. Spend an evening at historic Ford's Theater, the newly renovated Warner Theater, the Tony Award-winning Arena Stage, the Shakespeare Theater, or one of the many more experimental, less expensive small stages along 14th Street's Theater Row. If you'd rather see your stars out under the stars, enjoy a live open-air performance at Wolf Trap Farm Park in Virginia, or Maryland's Merriweather Post Pavilion. To plan your next opening night opening number, call these numbers. If you like your arts less lively, D.C. is a sculpture and painting lover's paradise. The National Gallery is one of the world's finest art museums. The Phillips Collection near DuPont Circle is America's first museum of modern art. The National Museum of Women in the Arts boasts more than 1,000 works by some 400 women artists from around the globe. And the Corcoran Gallery is home to one of our finest collections of American art. These are just a few of the gorgeous galleries on display in D.C. These numbers will help guide you. Pictures may be worth a lot of words, but there are more words than you can picture at the Library of Congress, the largest in the world, with more than 25 million books and 400 new ones added every hour. The Martin Luther King Memorial Library is headquarters for African American Studies and features a majestic mural honoring Dr. King and his dream. When you're tired of bookworms, there are 5,000 other kinds of animals to enjoy at the National Zoo. Take a break with the kids to gawk at the giraffes and laugh with the sea lions. If you're a nature lover, stroll up Lover's Lane in Georgetown to the woodlands and wildflowers of Dumbarton Oaks Park and the exquisite gardens nearby. D.C. offers many parks perfect for family outings. Enjoy flowers at the National Arboretum, fun at Maryland's Glen Echo Park, or the Great Falls of Virginia, where the springtime cascades surpass Niagara. For crowds and commerce, walk through Washington's colorful neighborhoods, like Georgetown, where you'll find great food and shopping centers among the charming streets, 100-year-old homes, and historic waterways. Or saunter to the center of Northwest Washington DuPont Circle, famous for its fountain and surrounding landmarks, such as the Woodrow Wilson House. From here, you can walk west along Massachusetts Avenue to see more than 130 international embassies on Embassy Row, or north to the multicultural hustle and bustle Adams Morgan, or south to Chinatown, the focal point for the city's vibrant Chinese-American community, not to mention great food. Across the Potomac in Virginia, don't miss Old Town Alexandria, where 20th century shops and eateries thrive in lovingly preserved 18th and 19th century buildings. If you like great fish, you'll get hooked on Old Town. Downtown, the Washington Convention Center plays host to a multitude of events and visitors every year. Be sure to catch the Cherry Blossom Festival every spring, just one of many parades and parties in a city famous for its activities and activism. From the nation's tallest Christmas tree to the fabulous 4th of July fireworks, your family will enjoy a full year of new holiday traditions in your new home. For more information on how you can play a part in D.C.'s cultural and event-packed scene, call these numbers. Yes, Washington also has a long history as a capital of entertainment. Jazz great Duke Ellington was just one of many famous performers born and raised here. Do you know what he called his first band? I'll swing back with the answer in just a moment.
Our philosophy has always been to offer our customers the right product at the right price at the right time. We do that by offering a large selection of name brand merchandise competitively priced every day. Our merchandise is the latest available and offers a wide range of features and prices. Quality, selection, and value are how we prove a commitment of service to our customers.
Service merchandise for everything.
Native Washingtonian Duke Ellington called his first band, fittingly enough, the Washingtonians. The Washington, D.C. Convention and Visitors Association is where you'll need to come for more information on the cultural and sightseeing activities in the area. The New Settler's Guide for D.C., Maryland, and Virginia is the booklet you're going to need to help you sort out the rules and regulations that you're going to be living by, each a little different depending upon where you live. For instance, in the district, you must get your new driver's license within 30 days of residency. You must have insurance as a condition for car registration, and your vehicle must be inspected annually. These rules are about the same in Virginia and Maryland, but the fees and insurance requirements vary. Call these numbers for help. With the Potomac and Chesapeake Bay nearby, boats are big in this area, but the licensing requirements are slightly different depending upon where you register. You'll certainly need your boat's title and bill of sale along with a manufacturer's certificate of origin. Call these numbers to assure smooth sailing. You'll need to register your pet as well. Again, the rules are slightly different in the district, Maryland, and Virginia. Your best friends may be so happy to be here that they'll walk you on the way to get their license. But first, they need rabies shots and proof that they've been spayed or neutered. Call these numbers to help your pet feel welcome in his new home. Recycling is the law in the district, but it's voluntary in Maryland. Recycling in Virginia will be mandatory in the next few years. Call these numbers to help sort out your trash. To help your kids get in the swing of their new neighborhood, you'll need to find the right school and get the right shots. Immunizations are required by all public schools in the area. To make sure your children make the grade, call these numbers for school information in all 3 jurisdictions. And here are the numbers to call for immunization requirements. Voter registration is just a little different in each locality. However, you have about a month before elections to get this job done in each area. Voter information is just a phone call away.
We're here at IKEA today because we just moved.
Yeah, to a much bigger place,
Yes.
and we need a lot of things.
We just moved here from Cleveland.
We can get the rugs, we can get the sofas, we can get the dining table.
My mom wants me to go across the street and introduce myself.
Looking at all the rooms, you get fabulous decorating ideas.
Hi, I'm Zach, the new dork across the street. Do you have any kids my age?
It's really a home decorating center, besides being a furniture store.
Well, Zach, he adjusted pretty well to the move,
Yes,
I think.
he's very comfortable with it.
How you doing there, Zach?
Dining and entertainment is brought to you by Citibank Preferred Visa.
One of my favorite things to make for dinner? Reservations. Be sure to look at our array of restaurants and entertainment spots. I know it's hard work, but some things you just have to force yourself to do.
Welcome to the Willard Room. This is the main dining room of the historic Willard Intercontinental Hotel. The Willard is known as the residence of presidents, and it was here that Julia Ward Howe penned the words to the battle hymn of the Republic. Let me sing the praises of the exquisite dining you'll experience in the Washington area. Truly an international adventure. Here you can dine with your fingers Ethiopian style, or pick up your chopsticks next door to sample exotic Thai delights. Washington dining is unique, with countless international cuisines from which to choose. Duke Zebert's Downtown Deli is a D.C. tradition, one of many places to spot famous visitors and longtime local celebrities. Say ciao to the Chow at Spoozy in Union Station, one of many molto bene Italian eateries. The Sequoia serves up delicious continental entrees with delightful waterfront views. New Heights in Woodley Park hits a new high in fine dining. And City's Restaurant in Adams Morgan changes its menu each month to feature a new locale and its cuisine. Close by, Millie and Al's is one of D.C.'s many favorite hangouts, offering home cooking and high spirits. A recent survey of business travelers rated Washington area restaurants the best in the country. It's easy to see why, with all the culinary delights served up right in your new backyard. After a great meal, you might want to take a moment in the lobby of the Willard Hotel to reflect on the many opportunities for nightlife in this area. Did you know that Ulysses S. Grant used to find a haven here after a long day in the Oval Office? And that when the power brokers found out about it, they'd approach him on their individual causes? Well, that's how the term lobbyist was coined. So, allow me please to lobby you to take advantage of the great nightlife in this area. Capitol Hill is alive with the sound of music. So hire a sitter and step out to enjoy your choice of rock or ragtime, cabaret or country, flamenco or folk songs, bluegrass or blues. Night spots like Blues Alley in Georgetown offer performing artists from all over the world. After a long, hard day, you'll enjoy a good, hard laugh at one of D.C.'s many comedy clubs, where the stand-up comics are outstanding, the Washington Post is a sure bet to help guide your nightlife choices. Or check the Washingtonian magazine for its famous Best of D.C. listings. Whether sipping champagne or chugging beer, you're in for a treat when you venture out on the town in your new home. And while we're on the subject of suds, do you know why a local brewing company once dumped 60,000 gallons of cider into the Potomac? The thirst-quenching answer in a moment.
All right, where do they want this chair?
Over there, in the dining room.
And how about the table? You want the table in the kitchen?
No, it goes with the chair in the dining room.
Okay.
Hey, where's Richie? I thought he's bringing in the television.
I know, he's moving the truck back.
He's what?
He's moving it. Oh, boy.
Don't tell me.
Oh, boy. You should see what's on television. Look at that.
Oh.
The brewing company that dumped the 60,000 gallons of cider into the Potomac did it to help quench the thirst of their clients. The brewers needed the space to age beer. Traffic in the D.C. area can get as gridlocked as the government, but you'll enjoy happy trails if you get to know the rules of the road. Washington's location is convenient, with Interstates 95 and 66 crossing here. New York City is less than 5 hours drive time away, and 3 hours puts you on the beaches of Maryland or Delaware. The multi-lane high-speed highway Route 495 is called the Beltway because it encircles the city. Depending on weather, time of day, and traffic tie-ups, driving the Beltway can be a dream or a nightmare. Inside the Beltway, D.C. streets are laid out along a simple grid of letter and number streets. But be careful, the streets all repeat at each of the city's 4 quadrants. Make sure you know whether you're headed to the northwest, southwest, southeast, or northeast. Slicing across the grid are the diagonal state streets, which radiate like the spokes of a wheel from the U.S. Capitol at the center of it all.
And then there are the circles. I promise you, D.C. circles will take some getting used to, but just plunge into the fray. And then there are the one-way streets, which often don't seem to make a whole lot of sense. But don't worry, you'll get used to those too. Besides, you're going to have to if you want to take advantage of all the great shopping in the area.
Washington ranks first in the nation in working women, college graduates, lawyers, and median income. This affluence is a magnet for major merchandisers. When the going gets tough, it's not tough to go shopping here. From downtown to Georgetown, you'll find all sorts of unique shopping opportunities, ranging from small boutiques to international outlets. Mazda Gallery and the Chevy Chase Pavilion are 2 elegant shopping centers gracing the Friendship Heights area. If you want to spend a bundle, head for the many exclusive stores here. Or if you just want to spend the day window shopping, Tyson's Corner Mall in Virginia is enormous, offering almost every national chain you can name. The Fashion Center at Pentagon City is right on the Metro line, and that's just a few of the great locations for good bargains and new fashions. If your tastes are more old-fashioned, you'll find the area is crowded with quaint antique shops for your browsing pleasure. From Kensington, Maryland to Old Town Alexandria, Virginia, you'll find beautiful bits of history to furnish your new home in historic D.C.
Now that the hardest part of relocating is over, it's time for some of the more enjoyable things moving offers, like discovering new places close by for picnics, sightseeing, or just relaxing in the sunshine.
If you thought that the only form of recreation here was watching Congress in action, think again. Besides, the political process here moves so slowly that you'd probably get quite bored just waiting for the action to begin. In the meantime, welcome to the Washington, D.C. area's great out of doors. It's action-packed and full of fun.
In winter or summer, snow or sun, Washington is a sporting center for all seasons. Where else can you ski the slopes of the Shenandoah Mountains one month and sail the scenic Chesapeake Bay the next? Maryland's quaint capital, Annapolis, is just 45 minutes away for some of the best sailing in the world. Or if you prefer a weekend of downhill skiing, bundle up and trundle off to Snowshoe, West Virginia. Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, or Whitetail, Maryland. Fishing is fun on the bay or the Potomac, where your family can make a big catch of smallmouth bass or bluefish. And crabbing is a tradition in your new home, with Maryland's soft shells famous the world over. Duck hunting is popular on Maryland's eastern shore. And if anyone tells you to take a hike, you have plenty of paths and places to pick from, like lovely Carter Rock, Maryland. You could even try hiking or biking along the 184 miles of the C&O Canal, stretching from Georgetown to Cumberland, Maryland, or rent a canoe from one of the nearby boathouses. But after unpacking and settling in, you'd probably rather just settle down for a leisurely barge voyage and leave the work to the mules. The period costumes and slow pace will transport you back in time and give you time to reflect on the centuries of history gliding by. Financed and supervised by George Washington, the canal is almost as old as our country. Here, the past is still alive in the present, and that sums up the excitement of your new hometown, Washington. As you explore your new city, you might wonder why you don't see any skyscrapers in Washington. I'll tell you the reason right after this.
All right, where do they want this chair?
Over there, in the dining room.
And how about the table? You want the table in the kitchen?
No, it goes with the chair in the dining room.
Okay.
Hey, where's Richie? I thought he's bringing in the television.
I know, he's moving the truck back.
He's what?
He's moving it. Oh, boy.
Don't tell me.
Oh, boy. You should see what's on television. Look at that.
Oh.
There are no skyscrapers in Washington because the law forbids any building to stand taller than the Capitol. That's why you'll always enjoy plenty of sky over the skyline of your new home in the nation's capital. Welcome to Washington.
We hope this has made getting to know Washington, D.C. a little easier, but this is just a sample of what's out there. Keep this tape handy for quick reference and experience for yourself how dynamic Washington, D.C. can be.